So let me show you what desperate selling looks like. Desperate selling is something that happens a lot. I'm sure at some point in your life you have probably been on the receiving end of desperate selling. And if you are a personal trainer and you're new to personal training sales, I'm pretty sure you have done some desperate selling before. So let me show you what it looks like. The prospect says, man, I just struggle with, sticking to things, right? I need accountability. I need someone to hold me accountable. I'm terrible with consistency, right? If they say something like that or along those lines, here's what desperate selling sounds like. Oh, that must be tough. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because my program actually helps with consistency. My program is all custom. So it's customized to you and it's customized to your problems and your fitness level. And my program also has its own fitness app, and we hold you accountable by helping you track. And we also do weekly check-in calls to make sure that we're helping you stay accountable as well. You get one-on-one coaching from me. My program also helps with mindset as well. Usually people who aren't consistent usually just needs to have a better mindset. So my program actually helps with that too. We actually specialize in mindset coaching. My program this, my program that, my, okay? You sound like Johnny Gill, okay? Family, friends, please don't take this the wrong way, but you sound desperate when you're selling features of your program, okay? You sound like every other fitness trainer out there. So let me show you what confident selling looks like, okay? Confident selling, okay? You don't hear this too often because a lot of people don't know how to sell confidently. So if we have the same scenario and the person says, I just struggle with staying consistent. I really need someone to hold me accountable. It's just been really tough for me to stick to things. So if they say something like that, here's what your response should be. Oh man, that must be tough. I'm sorry that you're struggling with that. How long has this been an issue? Oh, man, for a while now, probably since I got out of high school. So like a good 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years. Man, that's tough. Hey, listen, I can't make any guarantees, but let's just say, my team and I was able to help you get at least 50% better with you being consistent. How much more progress do you think you'd see if you were 50% more consistent? Notice the difference there? You see, I didn't make any desperate promises. I didn't say anything about my program is this and my program can help you with that. I didn't even guarantee that I could even help her. I said, look, I don't know if I can, 10 years of being inconsistent. Look, girl, I don't know. But let's just say we were able to at least get you 50% there. 50% more consistent than you've been in the past 10 years. Where do you think your progress will be? See how much different that is versus, well, my program can offer you this and my program can offer you that. There ain't no desperation there. I just posed a simple question that put the focus back where it belongs, on them, on their journey, on their results. Again, it's about them, not about you. So here's why overpromising is killing your sales. Every time you overpromise, you end up under-delivering. You sound like every other gym, every other fitness professional, and every other trainer that they ever talk to. Full of hot air. You're basically showing them that you're insecure. You're basically telling them, hey, look, Mrs. Jones, I don't trust my program well enough for it to speak for itself. And if I'm being totally honest, the best clients can smell that desperation a mile away and they will run in the opposite direction, right? Energy is the one thing that can't be seen and it can't be heard. It can only be felt. So all of that confidence that's coming out of your mouth, you're actually making them feel more skeptical of you. So when a client shares a struggle, whether it's consistency or I need help working out or I need help eating the right things, whatever their struggle is, when they share a struggle, acknowledge their struggle. Have empathy for for their struggle. A lot of you fitness coaches lack empathy. Like you wasn't once in their shoes before. Like you once didn't struggle with accountability or nutrition or exercise. You know, all of these things are real issues that people continue to battle with on a day-to-day basis. So be a little bit more empathetic about it after you've acknowledged their problem. And instead of promising solutions, start asking questions. So I want you to think every time you make a statement, I need you to ask yourself, how can I pose that as a question? Because tellers ain't sellers. Okay, the best sellers ask questions. Questions like, what have you tried before? You know, or where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? Or what do you think is holding you back? Or out of every fitness goal that you have, you know, set for yourself, what is the most important one that you would like to see yourself accomplish? You know, all of those questions are things that put the focus on them and not on you. And when you do talk about results, under promise. You should always say things like, well, I can't guarantee anything, because you can't. It's things like that that makes confident sellers close at a much higher rate than desperate sellers. So let me share an example. I have consultations all the time. I mean, one of the common problems or things that I hear from people is I have problem with knowing what to eat. You know, I have problem with the nutrition. I just don't know how to eat to lose weight. And back when I was a desperate seller, I would always respond with, well, my program actually helps with that. You know, I do nutrition coaching. I'll write meal plans that are structured directly to your fitness goals, and we can help you do this and do that and the other and that. So instead, I'll say, well, what have you tried to get your nutrition back on track? And I'll just let them tell me what they've tried. Sometimes it takes them 5 minutes, sometimes it takes them 1 minute. I let them talk. You know why? Because people want to be understood. Listen first and respond with a question. And my question usually is, wow, well, it sounds like you pretty much been knowing what to do. Implementation is just your issue, right? And they're like, right, exactly. Finally, somebody who understands me. And that's the moment, family. That's the moment that you're looking for. The moment when you know that you have finally become a confident seller. Active listening and asking questions that always puts the ball back in their favor. So here's what happens when you stop over-promising. Your sales calls gets a lot easier because you're not trying to convince everybody to work with you. Your close rate goes up because you sound different than every other trainer out there. Your clients will trust you a lot more because you were totally honest with them from day one. And your retention soars through the roof because you created realistic expectations to begin with. And more importantly, remember the energy that I was talking about earlier in this call. You will then start to attract more serious clients because of your honesty, humility, and integrity from the get-go. So the next time you're on a consultation or a sales call and you feel the urge to want to promise the world to somebody, I need you to stop, listen to what the prospect is saying, ask questions, and under promise. Because real coaching is not about my program, it's about their journey. So do me a favor, drop a comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaway is from today's video. And if you're ready to hear more real tips and tricks about building a sustainable fitness coaching business, then hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. See you later.